I know I'm supposed to be on vacation right now, but I just discovered something about my next restoration project that I haven't shown you guys yet that I really, really, really want to tell you guys about, because if it's true, it's going to be one of the coolest discoveries I think I've ever made. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's really cool to me. Excuse the mess, I'm cleaning out one of my closets for my family to stay in this room, but this is the other wedding gown that I got recently that I'm going to be working on early next year. The fabric seemed really interesting. It was super lightweight. I expected it to have like some oomph to it, but I bought it online at one of those auctions, so I couldn't really feel it or look at it up close until I got it. All of the seams were really simple, which told me that it was most likely pre-1960s, and the closures were all buttons and hooks. As you can see, one of my favorite things, lots and lots of buttons, but you guys are helping me with the whole hook thing. More on that to come. So anyway, diving further into this dress, you can see that the lace on the top is pretty generic looking. It doesn't seem like it's anything particularly special, but there's a reason for this. And I'll get to all of that in a minute, but what I want to get back to is the fabric. So I did a burn test, and the inner lining, that's satin, at least it looked like it was satin, tested positive with the burn test for silk. And then the outer lining had a slight melt to it. However, it still turned a little bit of an ash powder between my fingers, so that showed me it was kind of a blend. So I started doing some research because I had no idea what I was working with, and I couldn't really find anything. I couldn't find anything that even looked quite like it. Kind of felt like maybe 1940s, but just the fabric was really strange. So when I can't tell what something is or when it's from, I start going to some of the appraisal groups that I'm part of and asking them. They're always helpful with information. And that's when they brought up this really, really, really cool idea. Apparently, during World War II, most of the military men used silks and nylon fabrics to make the parachutes that they would use and deploy when they were dropping from the sky. And so because clearly women had to donate all of their silks and nylon to support the men, the guys would salvage these parachutes and send them back to their brides-to-be to make wedding dresses. So this weird, like slightly shiny fabric, the reason why I couldn't really find it anywhere in dresses of like the 1940s and 1950s decade was because this was only made with very specific fabric. And it wasn't until I started looking up vintage parachute fabric dresses that I started to find things that even looked similar in any way. So I just couldn't help it. I had to update someone because I'm just like bursting with all this really cool information, and I'm really bad at being on vacation. So I'm not going to restore it yet, but I did want to come in and talk to you guys about it. I'm going to run some more testing, and I'm going to talk to some more people to see if we're correct. But if we are, this is just going to be such a cool piece of history to get to work with. Oh yeah, and then the lace part, the reason why it looks like this is because during the 1940s, really people couldn't afford things that were much nicer than this. So manufactured was the way to go. I can't wait to start working on this. Anyway, sorry this was so long, but happy holidays. I hope that you guys are all having a wonderful time, and I'll be back soon.